My internet can do it. All right,
This
countdown
is
here. There we
live.
are, live.
My first
All
live.
right, so thank you so much for joining today. This is really exciting. I've been chatting to Roberta just for the last 10, 15 minutes. She was going to only be on audio until I convinced her to come on and get on video. So thank you so much for being here.
Well, thank you for getting me outside my comfort zone.
So this is a really, really valuable chat because of many reasons. So first and foremost, I'm going to say that at the end of January this year was the day that I fell in love with McDonald's more than ever before. Because at McDonald's, I met this lady because you actually weren't even wearing your Funnel Hacking Live lanyard at that stage. I don't know. I can't remember.
No, I
heard
didn't.
you
I
talking.
didn't. I hadn't even registered yet.
So I heard you talking funnels, my ears pricked up, and we went over and pretty much then spent the rest of the 4 days of the event just hanging out all the time because it was just like kindred spirits, connect, bang, whatever. And this sneaky little girl from Tennessee just happened to let it slip that she has a very successful Amazon store or 2 or 3, and that's what I'm going to find out about. So everyone's been probably putting up with me and Nat talking here in the Roaming Income group about the wholesale reverse sourcing formula that is talked about in a training with Jason Fladlian. And I knew Roberta knew a fair bit about Amazon, so I convinced her to come along and talk about this because there's a whole gambit of stuff that we can chat about. And the first thing I want to start in that kind of interview thing before we get into just chatting as we do, is to find out when it was that you first started on, I guess, the make money online journey. When was it for you?
Oh, the make money, not on the Amazon journey specifically.
Just anything.
So yeah. So, and probably everyone on this or in your group and that's probably watching this video, it's been that way for a lot of people. Wow, a long time. And I came from that time of the era before the internet, before if anyone follows Russell Brunson, it was all long sales letters. You got sales letters in the mail and you mailed things in and got how to make money. The sales copy or emails were actual physical mail, and I love looking at all that. So for years, and my first journey into the outside the norm, outside the 9 to 5, outside the corporate structure of get a job, work for someone else, was, oh gosh, I can't even remember, maybe over 35 years ago. It was an MLM, like most people. So it was an MLM. So it's been a long time. It's been a lot of different things, MLMs. And, over the years, everyone's always said, so what are you doing now? In a condescending way. And I have always worked. So it was always a side. So the new norm of get a side hustle, that was my deal.
Even though where did you work? Just tell us about your job as well.
Well, majority of my career has been in the federal government. I just recently retired from the U.S. Postal Service after 30 years. Mm-hmm. And but before then, I was in the United States Air Force. I worked in the service industry. I'm originally from Vaina, Hawaii, and I worked in the tourist industry. I worked with tourists. I was a waitress. I was a tour guide. So, but all along, like I said, my whole life, I always had a side hustle, just a little. It's funny they call it side hustle now, and back then, I always knew that. Anyways, growing up in an era where there was only one way to make income was you work for someone else, and it was really the barrier to entry to own a business was really high as far as investment capital, know-how, networking, all that. So, but I always wanted to work for myself. I always knew I was what they call outside the box thinker. I always thought it and never done it. But anyways, yeah. That's how it all started.
Yeah, so I mean, from Hawaii to Tennessee, and raising, you've got a son, yeah?
I've got a son who has a son, and so I'm a grandma of an awesome 6-year-old grandson. So, and they live in Texas. So yeah. Yeah, and I love Tennessee. I've actually lived in Tennessee longer than I've actually lived in Hawaii. I left when I was 20, when I went into the Air Force, and I've been in Tennessee over 30 years.
All right. Okay, so 30 years in the Postal Service, and it was the Amazon opportunity that allowed you to retire. So what was your entry point into Amazon?
So I'm all, and with all entrepreneurs, we're visionaries, we're dreamers. So I heard something lately that said all successful people are all dreamers are successful. All dreamers are, I mean, you have to be a dreamer to be successful, but not all all successful people are dreamers, but not all dreamers are successful. Meaning you have to take action, right?
Yeah.
So I've always been a dreamer, and I've always thought of myself as a visionary, you know. So I'm in the 9 to 5 with a bunch of 9 to 5 people that we're government employees, so we're really like defending the old school way of making money, right? I mean, like, we're locking arms. This is the way it is, right? And but I see the internet.
We're working with that retirement plan. Plan.
Exactly. The 30-year, the rest, 30-year, get the 401k, the whole deal. I bought in, I was in it. That's the generation. I'm almost 60. That's our generation. That's all we had. I mean, not all we had, but that was the 90% norm, right? Compared to today. And so, but the whole time I'm like, because I was always saying, I bet you I could do better if I was on my own. I bet you if I had the opportunity, I could do better, because I'm always driven. And so I was always looking for that. And when I seen this internet thing, I'm like, wow, these people are making money on the internet. And I've done little things on the internet, couldn't figure it out. Even the MLM, well, everyone was passing out, leaflets and videos. I was trying to figure out how to do it online. And I consider myself super untechy. So that's just a disclaimer. And Jody can tell you, like, I'm super untechy. But I've always understood that the future was online, okay? So when I heard this thing called Amazon, I'm like, wow, Amazon, if I could sell on Amazon. And so I did what Jason's talking about. I took a course. I actually bought my first Amazon course. I didn't want to spend a lot of money because I was really afraid of online, not afraid, just uninformed, uneducated, super untechy. And so I bought a real inexpensive course. It was at like free plus. But anyways, and that's how I got I started my journey on Amazon. And then as I got more comfortable with that free course, that in lower barrier of entry as far as price range for a course, then I bought a bigger package course that actually cost me $3,000. And actually that's where I was introduced to Jason. That's where he was in that bigger group. And actually that course actually launched me into, what was that, Jody?
I was going to say that. So that was the private label reseller,
yes.
Was it? Yep.
Yes.
Private label rights. Yep.
Yes. That's where I learned private label. So at first I learned how to just sell items online. That's what was a free course, which is, in my opinion, the best place to start while you're trying to learn how to get online, how to get around Amazon. The best way is to just what they call retail arbitrage. That's the best way to start. Low barrier of entry. Yeah, you do it. You can start very little money and turn it over and reinvest the money and learn Amazon at the same time. Then I went into private label, and I did, which that was a lot more money because I was ready to scale, And then I went into, and then that's really kicked off my journey into Amazon. And I did it while I worked full time even. And that's when I got hooked. After that, I got hooked. So I started 2016, just myself. 17, I did the private label the whole year. Had a semblance of success on that. In 2018, I started wholesaling. I started wholesaling, which is actually what retailers do, like Walmart. Wholesaling means you buy goods from a distributor. meaning at a wholesale price, and then there's the retail price. So that's the same thing. When they say wholesaling, it's the same thing what any retailer does.
All right, so I just want to clarify, because the wholesale formula, the actual training course that Jason breaks down, is actually buying direct from the manufacturer. It's actually kind of cutting out the distributor point. So there is.
And let me clarify that.
Mm-hmm.
Let me clarify that. Manufacturer meaning, like you won't be buying from Mattel. Okay.
No.
Right. So what he's saying is it is the manufacturer, but it's also a smaller brand.
Yeah.
Almost like a private labeler. Like, for example, if I had a private label, exactly, a private brand, and I'm manufacturing it through a manufacturer, local, US, international, then I would also wholesale it myself. So yes, so in that way, you're correct, but it's the same model. See what I'm saying?
Exactly. Yeah.
So I will buy as a wholesaler. I will buy directly from the brand owner who's wholesaling their brand. But the majority so that is what that course is about, and it's really a good course, a good way to get into it. But what I was saying is the majority of the way people do it is a wholesaler that is a authorized distributor for a brand.
Okay.
That's
So
just a little bit of clarity, but what he's doing is you're really going into a smaller brand that is the manufacturer, but they're also offering wholesaling.
Yeah. And what he does say, and I'm pretty sure you've watched the training as well, what he does say in the training, he calls it like quad win, which is the sort of win-win-win. And just to enhance on that, what I love is when you can help out a mum and pop kind of, manufacturer, like somebody who has designed the lip of a water bottle to be so easy to drink out of that it's, maybe they've worked really hard on a patent or something, but they're still just small fry. And like these big guys are coming in trying to hook them up and take them out. They're like, no, I just want to be able to sell and keep the price down, all that. So it's kind of like the course itself focuses a lot on finding those little businesses that need your help because they don't have the capital to be able to pay for all the marketing expense and all the other stuff that actually makes Amazon work as well.
Absolutely. That's absolutely, actually, because I actually know what he was, I watched the whole training, and for a disclaimer, for people on here, I haven't taken the course, but I totally understand how to, just from his training, I can do what he's saying because of my journey, right?
Yes. Yeah. You've already invested.
So what he's saying, the course is very much legitimate, especially if you've never done this type of business model on Amazon and you want the shortcut, you want to save time, take the course.
Yeah.
But literally what he was saying about the win-win-win situation, absolutely. So what you do is when you go to a brand or a mom and pop, and a lot of mom and pops a lot of them do, and they're probably teaching in the course, I don't know, but you can find these mom and pops at associations, at conferences, at marketplace. Like if you have a local marketplace and someone makes the best spices, local style spices, and they branded it, and a lot of them will go from you do it live and sell their products. And if they're licensed the right way and everything, and you can offer to bring them to Amazon, and you bring them to Amazon and you can help like take their brand and scale them up nationwide, nationally, internationally, because Amazon, you can sell on different Amazon platforms. There's Amazon UK, Amazon US, Amazon Mexico, Amazon Australia. You take that mom and pop and you get what they're going to teach you in the class, which is exclusive brand rights, meaning only you can take it to Amazon. And you help bring their brand up, selling nationwide minimum, say for myself in the US, that's just going to give them, going to explode their business. And so like he was saying, the win-win-win. So you take a mom and pop, you help them, you help yourself because you get exclusive rights to a brand. that no one else will. You get to control the price. You get to control, you get to put it out to the world, help, bring a brand to awareness to the world. You help the world. And
And the
then you help
customer wins.
Amazon because Amazon has sales, makes more sales, and then in return you make a good living anywhere in the world because you're not even making product. You're just marketing.
And the customer side of it as well. I mean, because there is that corporate kind of mindset, and this is the stuff I love diving into because the big guys that have the big money and the big power don't always necessarily support or manufacture the best of what is in its class, where there's a lot of small people out there who have really quality stuff. So therefore the fourth win is the customer. The customer is getting the best quality of whatever it is that they're, which is why the MLM model works as well, because generally they're really high quality products and they're using the power of people to spread the word. Well, I'd hate to even compare MLM to Amazon, but it's like you just know how to work Amazon with the listing and the buy box and everything that Jason talks about in the training. Then you've got the world energy power of Amazon to sell this product for you.
Exactly. And I just wanted to share something with your audience, and you and I understand this speak, and they may too, because we were at Funnel Hacking Live. Yeah. What they call when you are in business, they call it the cost per customer acquisition, right? What it costs to actually, for example, advertising, what it costs for after your customers bought, how much it costs you to acquire that customer. And I highly recommend, regardless if you take this course or another course, because there's multiple ways of doing an Amazon business. Everyone should go and get their Amazon store. Get their Amazon. If you can get an Amazon.com right now because it's hot, that's fine. Because most of the sales are done at Amazon.com. But if you're international, go get an Amazon.au Australia. Go get an Amazon.uk. Go get an Amazon.ca Canada. Go get an Amazon.mx Mexico. And the reason why is the cost per acquisition on Amazon is $39. Literally, the cost to acquire a customer on Amazon cost me $39 a month.
Okay, you're talking about one customer, or it doesn't matter how
all your customers.
Right.
All. So for example, if you have one customer that makes you $39, you paid for any future customer's acquisition. So the cost per customer on Amazon and the distribution, as far as Amazon themselves, how big it is, how you get the brand name Amazon.com, you get the customers and all their customers that they market, they do all the marketing for you for $39 a month.
Nice.
Amazing. And if you really get in the weeds of what he's going to be teaching about FBA, meaning you literally, so the way the model is going to work is you're going to hook up with a brand, wholesaling, which is wholesaling period. Whether you go with the manufactured wholesaling brand or you do a authorized distributor, is you order. So my day is finding these products, ordering through an authorized distributor, a wholesaler. You take the brand and you order. You order whatever quantity, right? And then you have them send it straight to Amazon. And Amazon puts it in all they literally take your order and they disperse it amongst their warehouses. Say in the US, they disperse it amongst the warehouses. And because of all their algorithms that you don't pay, you pay $39 for all this research, right? And they literally distribute they distribute your product according to their market data of where most of your products will be sold. For example, if you have a certain type of product like that water bottle you showed, that majority of them sell in the warmer climates, say in California, in Florida, your products will go to those warehouses. It won't be in the colder areas. And so that the distribution, and here's the thing, you send it in, and because of Amazon's power of how many, they get you great shipping rates, and then they tell you where to send it to what warehouses according to their algorithms, and you literally, your wholesaler will print out these labels, put it on the box, hand it to the UPS driver, and UPS and Amazon distributes it all across the country. And you literally sit back and look at your phone and watch it. And when it goes ding, so I just got to share this. So when I first got on Amazon and I did my private label, and I, you can make the phone ring go ding, 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 right? So when you get a sale, it'll go ding. And I was at work, and in the postal service, I worked at customer service, and we were so busy. I mean, busy. The lobby's busy. We're shipping things. I'm talking to customers, and I had my phone in my pocket, which we were not even supposed to have it on us, right? And I had the bell on. And at first, when it would go ding, I could stop it, and people didn't notice. But it started dinging so much. My boss looked at me. I said, "Okay, I'm turning it off." And I had to take my phone and go put it out because it was going ding, 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 and every time it ding, I was like the dog, the Pavlov dog, where your mouth the dog would salivate, and and it would ding, and I would get all this adrenaline, and I had to turn my phone off because it was dinging so much. And just long story short, I mean, my first private label, I don't know how many units. It was over 1,000 something units, over $20,000 worth of investment. It sold out in like 1 week after Black Friday. And I was like, oh my God, I found the thing. So yeah, I don't know. I went that way. But there.
Okay. So
do I believe in Amazon.com? Amazon?
I've got to wind backwards a little bit, because there's going to be people that are going to be asking these questions, I know. So the first thing is, yes, you started doing retail arbitrage to start with, and that made you enough money to be able to invest in the bigger course, which was private label. And then with private label, you did get a big order, like $20,000 worth of inventory is a lot.
And you didn't have to.
Right. Okay. But it was just the timing of the year and all that kind of stuff. And you'd already worked your way up as well. So I just want to make sure that when everyone watches the training, they make a suggestion of a $2,000 inventory. It can be less, it can be more. It's completely up to you. But so how long did it take for you to turn over $1 million in sales on Amazon?
It was because I remember I worked full time.
Yeah.
And so there's a story between there. 2019, last year.
Okay. So it took you just a year and a half to do it then? Or a couple of years?
If full time, well, if you, I would say 2 years. Let's just be.
All right. And I know where you're going to go with this, because you couldn't do it all on your own, because you were still working and you wanted to be able to help out your daughter-in-law. So tell us about that.
So with all entrepreneur type business people, it's all a mindset thing. You have to have the mindset. And I seen and I wish I could actually post it on here, because I'm on my phone. I can't show you. But I was scrolling through Facebook one day, and I seen my daughter-in-law posted something. So and I have just one son, and so anyways, my daughter-in-law posted a picture of someone laying on the couch looking sad, and she's 20 years old, right? 21 maybe at the time. And she posted, when you're in your 20s and you feel like your friends have figured out their life and you haven't figured out your life. And it just literally made me laugh. I'm like, you're like, what, 22? And I mean, of course, she's young with a child at home, and she's working, but her friends are graduating. I guess maybe she's 23. And her friends were graduating from college is what was the point. And they were going into their careers. And so I was like, oh, and it just made me laugh, because she's in her 20s. Like, your life's gone. You're in your 20s, really? So I call her up and I say, hey, and I try not to be that mother-in-law. I really try, but I'm not successful most of the time. But anyways, I call her up and say, hey, girl, how you doing? Oh, we're fine. I said, yeah, I just noticed, you posted this thing about when your life. I says, what do you mean? I said, what do you mean? I said, what do you want to do? What do you want to do? She goes, well, I don't know. She goes, I love my son, but I just can't be a stay-at-home mom, and we kind of need the income, and I really don't. She goes, I guess I'm going to go back to college and get me a degree. I said, oh, okay, cool. I said, what do you want to do? And she said, well, I was thinking about being a dental hygienist. and you know, I can get that in 2 years, make a decent income and all that. I said, oh, that's awesome. I said, I just love my dental hygienist. I said, so is that what you want to do the rest of the life? Like if you go to school and spend the money and spend that time away from your son and spend that money, is that what you want to do? What, you want to wake up every day and go be a dental hygienist? She goes, oh no, no, that's just something to do. And I said, okay. I said, so why would you, I said, can you guys afford for you to go back to school? Like, what does this look like? And she goes, well, you know, I'll have to take a student loan. And I said, oh, okay, yeah. And I says, okay. I said, hey, how about, you know, it's almost Q4. So this is August of 2018 when she did that. And I'm speaking to her. And I said, hey, how about this? I said, it's almost Q4. I'm really busy. You know, I'm about to go into my busy Amazon season. How about you come help me in my Amazon store? I teach you everything. I have courses. You can look at the training. Just help me out. I says, you know, and I said, I can't pay you a lot. I says, but what can I do to help the family so that you can do this and you guys be okay, you be stable? And she asked me to pay like the utilities and her car payment. I said, done. I said, if I promise every month I pay those bills, you take the training, you do your best. You don't want to do it, it's not for you, no problem. I said, how about you do that? And then if this doesn't work out, then you go to school starting January. How's that? I said, just give me this fall and give me Q4. And she says, okay. So she did it very reluctantly. And she later on admitted to me that she really was so reluctant. She was sick before I told her that, like, I need you to get on the course and I need you to start doing this. And she said she did it very reluctantly. And so what happened, that's early August. We have the conversation. She gets in, she starts working with me. She's not very successful. She's not sure. Come September, the store's like ramping up. She's not sure. Come October, we hire our first like 10 VAs because we're really like, and I can't help her. I'm working full time and I'm working overtime, and I was literally like sleeping less than 5 hours a night. I would be up on the computer at 1 a.m. and be back awake by 7 a.m. the next morning, go to work. And so that's, you know, and then the light went off, the light switch went off with this lady. And so I hate talking about money, but we did 6 figures in like 3 weeks she scaled it. And so the $1 million year was because she's an Amazon savant. Let me just put it to you that way. Meaning, she loves everything Amazon. And here's the good thing, even more so about the money, the scaling, the freedom. And she literally told me I could never work for anyone in my life. She goes, "There's no way I can work for someone else, never." And here's where I truly love this Amazon thing, or this entrepreneur thing, the journey I've been on is thanks to, and we all know that it's a mindset thing, but thanks to Amazon, I have more influence on my son's marriage and my grandson than her own mom. Because, and I'm not saying influence meaning I try to tell them what to do, but she literally, when they have a marital situation, will call me and ask my opinion. And in a loving, don't objective way, I truly try to just give her wisdom and knowledge over the years. And that's you can't put a price tag on that.
So is it one store that you've got then that basically the two of you run?
2, and we're about to open. We actually have 3. Okay. We're about to open 4.
Okay. All right, cool. So basically these 3 moving into 4 stores are feeding 2 families. And obviously you were able to retire. When did that happen? In 2019 or 2000?
Yes. It was, so we were so successful in 2018 and I was getting not much sleep, and it was just like building, and I knew we were going to have $1 million year last year. I thought I was having a heart attack. I had this chest pains and all this, and I go to the emergency room like, oh, I'm dying, and I'm crying, and I'm on the EKG, whatever, and they take all these tests and they say, there's nothing wrong with you. You're healthier. You're healthier than we are. And they said, you just had a, and I said, yeah, but I've had this chest pain for months. And they said, it's just stress. It's literally, I've been under so much stress, and because it was just moving, so, just
So
stress.
why did you stick it out in your job for so long then? Was that your own mindset of kind of like security and
yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. And to be truly honest, as successful as it's, and we're still successful, and I've got the person. So I mean, I even now today struggle with, especially doing this COVID-19 thing, about being locked in, about, I wish I was still working, because at least I would be with other people and I would get to talk to people and, physically talk to people. Yeah. So yeah, I still struggle with that. It's just, yeah.
All right. So to round it all back up, I know you said to me before we started recording as well, that way back when you were always dabbling in the little side hustle, people used to be quite condescending to you. And what just recently happened to you? What was the change of tone?
So this morning, I've gone to the same dentist for over 30 years. Same dental hygienist. She's older, like myself. And I see her twice a year, and every time I come in, because we're on Facebook, we're Facebook friends now, for a while now. And over the years, she would say, okay, so what are you into now? What are you doing now? So I tell her my new latest, yeah, this is the one, this is it, this vitamins, or this legal plan, or, whatever. And, and over the years, it was okay, what are you doing now? And so this morning, I just went to the dentist, and when I walked in, as usual, she said it again, but she said it this way. She said, okay, so tell me, what are you doing now? And I said, oh, I do the Amazon. Yeah. So is that what you're doing? And I said, oh yeah, and I'm doing marketing and learning how to do websites and affiliate marketing. And she says, oh, okay. Well, I started doing this, and she doing some arts and crafts. And I said, oh, okay, what platform? And she said, oh, I heard of Etsy. I said, absolutely, do Etsy, do fairy.com. And I gave her some advice, and she said, well, I'm going to be contacting you, okay? Because I need to learn all this. So so the side hustle, it's come full circle. And this is another person the same age as myself, that's all we knew was go get a job, go to school, get a job, or go to get a job. That, and so yeah, that was awesome. Validation, right?
Absolutely. And I bet it must have felt amazing. So thank you so much for sharing that. I'd love to maybe have another chat sometime as well. Like, we can do this. I want you to get definitely more used to going live, because I know you've got your own group. You're supporting and helping so many people. And we just need to see you and hear you more, because I know you love to chat too, which could be your social, it could be that whole different thing that, like, you used to get at customer service in chatting with people. You can do this. Like, if I get you on live more, we can do this. But I really appreciate you sharing your story, Roberta. So here's what a $1 million Amazon seller looks like. And
super untechy.
Half an hour ago, she wasn't even going to get on a video camera.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Well, thank you, Jody. I appreciate you. Love you, love you, love you.
Thank you so much. We'll talk to you soon.
Bye-bye.